everyone, haven't vlogged in ages, so I just wanted to do a quick catch up before we start the week, because I haven't vlogged, like I said, for quite a while, and I just wanted to let you know why. And I also wanted to give you some exciting updates on what's happening at medical school and with my new job. Just some general life updates as well. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Rebecca. I'm a final year medical student and I'm graduating in July, which I'm very excited about. I finished medical school on the 10th of June, so under 5 months from now. So it's been a long 7.5 years of studying and working and being on placement, but yeah, the end is in sight. Next week is my final week on ward-based care at my current hospital. So I've been on wards for approximately 8 weeks. I have 1 more week to go, and then I move over to GP for 9 weeks. After GP, I move over to ED for 9 weeks, and then I finish. Next week is going to be a combination of a few fun things. So tomorrow is my friend Amber's birthday. We do get 1 day off a week for admin. So tomorrow I'm going to take some time in the afternoon and evening to do all of my admin, to do some revision for the PSA, which is my final exam at medical school. But in the morning I'm going to pick Amber up and we're going to do some fun activities, so I'll vlog that. And then, like I said, Tuesday back on placement, Wednesday morning from 9 until 12:30 I have Bleep training, Thursday I have a meeting with my mentor, Friday on the wards, and then I'm officially done until I start my new job as a doctor in August. I don't go back onto the wards at all, and to be honest with you, I feel very relieved. What we've been doing on ward-based care so far is doing the ward round in the morning, so assisting the junior doctors and the consultants to write up the notes, seeing patients independently, and then in the afternoon getting jobs done, such as taking bloods, writing discharge summaries, and just generally trying to help the team. Ward-based care for me is, I don't want to say boring, but it's very samey. So pretty much every single day you go in, you do the ward round, then you do the same kind of jobs. Whereas GP, I find that I have so much more independence. So we run our own clinics, we see patients independently, and I just feel like more myself at GP. And I think it's because I just have more independence, and I guess having worked for over a decade running my own business and seeing clients on my own as a personal trainer, it just brings me back to that same kind of vibe where I'm calling the patient in and I'm having these consultations, coming up with management plans. Whereas I feel ward-based care is more about, I don't want to say just being a secretary, because that's not truly accurate, but you do spend a lot of time writing notes and doing discharge summaries, and it's just a different feel. You'll see if you go to medical school or if you're at medical school, it's just different. Yeah, so let me tell you also, so on my last vlog I was telling you that I felt a little bit unwell and I had this rash on my neck, and from September until the day that I broke up from medical school for the break on the 17th of December, I just felt really run down, and I was getting these viral illnesses, and I'm sure if you live in the UK you experience this as well, and it was literally just one after the other. I would get better for a week and then I would just get another one, and then the day after I finished for the 2.5 week break, I literally just crashed, and I got so ill with bronchitis, which is basically a chest infection, and I didn't leave my house for probably 2 weeks, only to go food shopping. I didn't train, I just didn't track my calories or my macros, I just ate whatever I wanted to, and I gave myself a proper break. And it was lovely, it was really nice. So now I'm getting my health back on track, I'm training again, I'm eating well, I'm tracking my food. So yeah, that's why I didn't vlog. I just needed to take some time away from YouTube. The other bit of good news that I wanted to share, my closest friend Amber, who you will know from probably my vlogs and Instagram, is getting married in October. And she's asked me to be one of her bridesmaids, which is so exciting. So I think 2024 is going to be an amazing year. We've got graduation in July, end of medical school in June. I go to Bali for two and a bit weeks, in July to celebrate the end of medical school, my friend's wedding in October, my birthday in August. So there's just so much to look forward to, and I hope that I can bring you along for just lots of exciting stuff. So if you're new, I hope that you stick around, and if you're coming back, thanks for bearing with me. I do my best to just help you as much as possible, and not only via YouTube, but I've been running interview sessions to help, you know, medical students or potential medical students on Zoom. I've been speaking to people on email. So this takes up a lot of my time and energy, and I love doing it. I really enjoy being supportive and helping those who are serious about going into medicine. But like I said, sometimes I just feel a little bit overwhelmed with it all, and I just need to pull back. So yeah, like I said, just thank you for bearing with me with that. So the plan today is to do some studying, because I have my final exam of medical school on the 2nd of February, which allows junior doctors to prescribe. So even if I fail the PSA, I will still graduate as a junior doctor, but I won't be able to prescribe. And doing the job of an F1 without being able to prescribe will be a pain in the backside. So I have to pass this exam. There is a section on calculations, a section on data interpretation, prescribing. I'll show you in a second, but what I've been doing is just doing the mock exams on the PSA website, and then we've had tutorials at the uni every Wednesday, and then I've just been following some YouTube videos to understand more about, for example, fluids, and I'm getting there. My score has gone up from about 45% now to about 75%, and the pass mark is normally about 65%. So, and it's open book, which means that we have access to the BNF. Just so excited about finishing this journey as a student and thinking about a new adventure and starting my new life as a doctor, what that's going to look like. It's just quite surreal and overwhelming that after all this time it's finally happening, you know. If you're not aware of my journey and my very non-traditional path, there is a video on YouTube that tells you the whole story. It's my very first video 2 years ago. If you go back to that, I'll take you along for my final week on ward-based care at my current hospital, and I hope that you find it inspirational, educational. I hope that you'll stick around. Any questions, as always, leave them down below. Open now. Open now. It's animal day. It's amazing. Oh, look at this little girl. It's so cute. It looks like a baby's cake. Thank you. Do you like it? That is very cute. That is very cute. So big. Oh wow. Oh wow. Whoa. We'll share that bit. So I've just found this series online, prescribing safety assessment series by, I think it's Mind the Bleep. So I'm just going to do a few questions, and I thought it might be interesting for you if you're looking to start medicine, or if you're doing medicine at the moment, just to see what these questions look like. So let's go through a question.
Next question. We have a nurse looking after Jean. She's 78 years old, and the nurse informed you that Jean appears to be more confused than usual this morning, is trembling and is slightly clammy. She appears cachectic and did not eat her breakfast. So these are quite important information in the question stem. She's type 1 diabetic, she's had a recent DVT, and she's on these following medicines. So She's on some insulin and she's on a Pixaban 5 milligrams BD for her clot. The nurse kindly measures Jean's blood pressure, blood glucose, and the finger prick capillary glucose is 2. Jean is not able to converse with you and you're concerned about her level of consciousness. How would you manage this condition? Prescribe one drug to manage it appropriately. So I've got another poll.
Oh, I'm just going to pause it. So this is, I think, hypoglycemia. Whenever you see a blood glucose below 4, the way that I remember it is below 4, you're on the floor. So what you need to do is give this person some dextrose, either 10% or 20%. And I suspect because she's in hospital, she'll have a line in already, so you can give that IV. So because she's not able to converse with you, you wouldn't go for anything oral. So yeah, you just give 10% dextrose. I think over 15 minutes, but yeah, let's check.
Right, if you have a look at hypoglycemia,
yeah,
is one of the options there. Then it tells you everything you need to know. The aim of the treatment is to give 15 grams to 20 grams load of glucose.
I'm just watching The Edge of Darkness with Mel Gibson and having a chilled evening with Cara. For those of you who don't know, this is my cat Cara. Very chilled. So I will see you tomorrow. Tuesday afternoon. I got back from the hospital just a little while ago. I am feeling quite tired and cold today for some reason. I was planning to go for a walk, so I put my hat on and then I just decided to make some coffee first and do a little bit of studying before going out for a walk. So I have the PSA exam on the 2nd of Feb. I'm using this book, Past the PSA. I got this off Amazon for around £30, and it has a combination of questions, mock exams, and also some really useful explanations as well. And then I made myself some notes, basically just some important things that I really don't want to forget. Oh, it's very blurry. It's 75%, pass mark 60, so I'm happy with that. I'm just gonna go for a walk. So my goal is to do 8 to 10,000 steps a day. I'm just a little bit short of that now, so I'm just gonna go around the marina. It's so cold today. Have you ever had an instance where you're about to do something that completely pushes you out of your comfort zone, whether that be doing something at work or maybe going on a course, meeting somebody for the first time? So tomorrow I have Bleep training for 4 hours in the morning and I'm feeling quite nervous. So as we know, the way that we communicate with ourselves, so our self-talk dictates how we feel about any situation in a given time. So I wanted just to share some tips on how I deal with feelings of being nervous, feeling like I'm just about to step out of my comfort zone, whether that be in medicine or in life in general. And years ago I would let feelings of nervousness just overwhelm me. I would catastrophize and think that the worst case scenario would happen. I was going to fail. What I came to realize is we can manage the way that we feel about a situation just by the way that we communicate to ourselves beforehand. My lips are frozen, sorry. So the feelings of being nervous and the feelings of excitement are very similar. So what happens when you're excited? Your heart rate goes up, you breathe a little bit faster, you move a little bit more swiftly, and just your general physiology changes. So if you say to yourself, I'm so excited about going to Bleep training tomorrow, I'm really excited, automatically it changes the way you feel. And it's so simple, but if we go down the route of saying, oh my God, I'm so nervous about tomorrow, automatically then it goes to another level, and we go down this rabbit hole of thinking about all of the worst case scenario things that could happen. So for example, what if, that famous question, what if I have to prescribe this and I don't know how to prescribe it? Then I might be asked to resit year 5. You know what I mean? So instead, what we can do is just rephrase the question. I'm really excited about tomorrow. I get the opportunity to go and do this Bleep training. What if I manage all of the patients correctly and then prove to myself that I'm ready to start F1 in 6 months, 7 months? What if I could really put 100% effort in, enjoy the process, have fun, and debrief with the CTFs and just fill in all of those gaps in my knowledge that I'm lacking at the moment? What if I could do that tomorrow? How amazing would that be? And I tell you, if you do that, you feel completely different to if you talk to yourself in a derogatory and in a negative manner. So yeah, I know a lot of you want to go to med school. There are so many moments in medical school where you feel like you're being pushed outside of your comfort zone. And I love it. I love it because as soon as I feel uncomfortable, it means that I'm pushing myself and I'm developing myself as a person. I'm growing and I'm developing into a new version of myself. And in my mind, that's what life is about. It's about stepping outside of our comfort zones and always challenging ourselves to become better. So I hope that helps. I'm going to finish the walk and I'll see you in a bit. It's a hard life, Clara, isn't it? So guys, I'm just going to chill out for the rest of the evening with Clara. And I will see you tomorrow in the morning. First bleep was an increase in blood pressure to 178/78. Baseline is 165/90. But the patient is scoring 0 on their news score. So I've decided not to go and see the patient. And I've asked the nurse to call me back in 15 minutes. I forgot to ask the name of the patient, but I did get the MRN number. So now I'm debating whether to go to the ward or not. But yeah, let's just see when they call back what their blood pressure is. I think I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go to the ward just to have a look at the notes. Stressful. So I think I'm probably going to have to do 8 to E. I think he said 7F. So I just got bleeped because one of the nurses said there was a pigeon on the ward, but it had flown off, so I don't need to go and check it out. What the heck? But it was a joke call. It was a prank, so it's all good. I've come all the way back to the cafeteria, which is about a 5-10 minute walk from where I just had the emergency call, which was basically a lady with a blood pressure of 88/68 who had had a PR bleed, but at 250 mils. So we would answer the bleep, and then the person on the other end of the phone would tell us to go to the ward, and then upon arrival we would open the folder specific for bleep training. So again, these are not real patients, these are completely made up to help us understand what is expected of us as an F1 doctor when responding to bleeps. And we were given all of the information. We would normally have to carry out these assessments ourselves. So the A to E assessment, we would normally have to look on the system for blood results. This is a list of all of the patient's medications, which is really important to review because in certain cases like AKI or before surgery, you have to stop certain medications, and these are all of the fluids that this particular patient had been given. You know, this was the first time in 5 years that I felt like a real doctor. I spent the morning reviewing ECGs, so this was suggestive of a pulmonary embolism. I was running around all of the different wards responding to bleeps. Some were quite minor, some were emergencies, and it was my job to determine whether a call was low, medium, or high priority. That was a PE, query PE, but he'd been admitted with a DVT, sudden onset, shortness of breath, chest pain, D-dimer 5000. So immediately I thought PE, but I didn't know really what to do. So I called the SHO and she asked me to interpret the ECG. It looked like there was some ST elevation, so then I thought maybe he was having a STEMI. Yeah, that was a tricky one. I didn't realise, but you basically changed the enoxaparin from a prophylactic dose to a treatment dose, which I didn't know. So that was a really good learning opportunity. I'm just going to go and have a drink. It is 12:30. Now I'm ready to finish. So after this, we're going to go and do a debrief with the clinical teaching fellows. I'm hoping that when the bleep goes off next, it's going to be to say to go back and do the debrief. But it's been really, really good, very intense. I'm hungry, thirsty, and I need a break. So I'm just making some dinner. This is peri-peri chicken. It's going to go in the oven in a second. Some whole wheat pasta and lots of veggies. So I'm having spinach, and underneath I've got some cherry tomatoes. So I'm going to end the vlog here. I hope that you enjoyed just seeing a little bit more clinical stuff. It's really tricky for medical students, anybody working in the NHS, to film, you know, on the wards because there's so much patient info, and you know, I'm so close now to qualifying that I just don't want to do or say anything to mess up. Yeah, it was really a good experience, and honestly it takes so much brain power. And I finished the session and it was only 4.5-5 hours in total, and I was absolutely just, I don't know, not tired as such, but my brain felt tired. But that's probably a good thing. It shows that I'm using my brain to think about management plans and so forth. But it was really helpful. The CTF was, you know, really good at giving me feedback with regards to things like prescribing gentamicin. I made an error when I prescribed. I gave the patient too much, but again, it was training, so it's all good. I didn't hurt anybody in the process, and I will definitely remember in the future to use a different calculator online. And also, just for each scenario, he gave me 2 or 3 questions to ask if I get bleeped about, for example, high blood pressure, what to look out for, what are red flags, pulmonary embolisms, what you need to ask the person on the other end of the phone, in the case of emergencies, what you need to document. It was super helpful, and although obviously I missed a few things, or quite a few things, and I probably escalated a few cases that I didn't need to, I could have managed them myself. It was brilliant, really good learning curve. So yeah, I'm really happy that I did it, and yeah, I'm just gonna relax for the rest of the evening. I'll do some more vlogs, so I'm gonna finish on ward-based care this week, like I've said, and I start GP on Monday for 9 weeks. So obviously, again, I'll try and give you some updates, what GP is like in 5th year. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to run our own clinics, and yeah, I'll keep you up to date. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you stick around, and I hope that you enjoyed the vlog, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.